Hi, it's me, Quinn, and today I'm going to talk about stress and anxiety. And it just so happens I'm also going to talk about relaxation, which is a pet topic of mine. As always, I'm going to come at this from the perspective of mine, from my own experience and my own practice. I'll just start by saying, outing myself as a highly stressed person. So stress has been my natural state of being as long as I can remember. At the age of 4 or so, my pediatrician recommended that my parents take away my pacifier. We call them ninnies. And so when they took away the ninny, I lost my hair. My hair started falling out, and it started falling out because I was so stressed out. I don't know what a 3-year-old has to be stressed out about. It just serves to prove that stress is my natural state of being. And I didn't really recognize that this was just natural for me, that I was in a state of tension or anxiety. I didn't know any different. And so fast forward 20 some years to when I was gearing up to quit my corporate job, and I was really at the end of my line as it relates to stress and anxiety, just so wound up in a knot, on the border of panicking pretty much at every moment. And in my mind, I thought that, well, I'm going to quit. And as soon as I walk out of these doors, it's going to be gone. There's going to be this weight lifted off my shoulders, and I'm no longer going to be stressed out, and it's going to be just beautiful. And that wasn't the case. A month after I had quit, it was February of this past year, I was still stressed out, and I was just feeling all of this pressure just shifted into no longer get out of the workplace, but more what are you doing with your life, Quinn? And it dawned on me at that point that the first thing I needed to do while I was taking this time off was figure out how the hell to relax, because if I kept making decisions from a state of stress, I was going to end up in the corporate world again in some other job 3 years later, having another series of panic attacks that led me to believe it was not the right career for me. To truncate the story quite a bit, just make it really short, I did that. I found relaxation through meditation practice and through practicing the more subtle aspects of yoga. I guess what I realized was that as I began to exist in a more relaxed state, it sort of was a little more boring than my high anxiety, high drama state, because instead of working up to constant explosions and serious obvious reactions to life, I was more balanced and centered. And for a while there, life was more boring, but it was definitely better, and it is definitely better, and my whole environment and reality has shifted. So how did relaxation, as opposed to stress and anxiety, shape my reality? Well, it completely altered my perception of time and my interaction and relationship with time. When I was acting from a stress state, I found that I was always acting from a state of feeling really rushed. It was always go, go, go. If I had any opportunity or if anything changed in my world, I felt like I had to immediately react or else the world would explode. I don't know. It was always this feeling of rushed. And so I was making decisions for my relationships, for my career, for even my leisure activities from this state of rushed stress. I shaped my world and reality out of stress, creating an environment of stress that I existed within. I woke up within stress and I fell asleep within stress. And that was because of my choices, because I didn't allow myself time. And as I began to relax, and as I realized what relaxation really feels like in my body and in my mind, instead of feel rushed when I had opportunities, I became able to just relax into that and to thoughtfully respond to those opportunities as they came up, to consciously consider, or meditate, or think and analyze whatever it was that I needed to do, whether or not I wanted to take that opportunity or do that thing or not. And of course, this means that sometimes the opportunity passed me by, because sometimes they're time sensitive, right? But then that just kind of meant that it wasn't my opportunity in the first place. It wasn't my option to take if I couldn't make a decision in a short enough time frame, and I'm not worried about it. I guess the result here is that as I've began making decisions over the past year from a state of relaxation, responding to the choices rather than reacting to my choices, I have shaped a whole new environment of this calm state. And that's impacted 100% of my day-to-day life. Of everything that I spend my time on, I feel much more relaxed. And when the stress creeps in, which it does, and stress can be a good thing, it tells us when we need to take action, I know how to calm my body and calm my mind so that I can make sort of the spontaneous and intuitive best decision for me, a right decision, one that both my mind knows strategically is the right choice for my future, and my body is yeah, I think we want to do that. My heart and my gut, you just following your path and your passion. And I don't know many people who know what their path was laid out before them. It's more like stumbling in the right direction over time and like looking back and being like, oh, hey, that's my path. Here I am. I was able to stumble upon my path in a state of relaxation, whereas before I was driving myself in a state of stress and anxiety towards some sort of goal that wasn't what I really wanted in my heart anyway. So yeah, thank you, Rachel, so much for asking me to talk about this. And yeah, I love you guys. Bye.